All right. I know I harp on this a lot, and I need to. You know, when you're a voice of one, you have to talk often and loudly in order to be heard. But we really need people to stop stating that, like, the restroom issue is an LGBTQ thing. Because it's not, you know? As far as I know, gay people are not being banned from using the toilet. And, I've been talking to gay people, asking them, please, don't state that it's LGBTQ, because it's not. And so what I get back is, no, it is, it affects all of us, they're, trying to dismiss all of us or whatever. Well, in the 1960s, there were white people that supported civil rights, but they didn't have to claim they were black in order to be supportive. The problem is that gay people have never been ally. They've always been victim. And so rather than stepping back and just being an ally in these situations, there's still the tendency to want to play victim. But it doesn't personally affect you, so please don't say it does. There's issues within having that acronym connected anyway that makes things more difficult. And, gay activists have known this when they try to put forth, stuff pertaining to sexuality, and they're forced to put on the T. Well, the T doesn't make sense on there. Because being transgender is not a sexuality. We all have a sexuality. But being transgender specifically is not a sexuality. And there's several things that pertain only to transgender people. The restroom issue is one. Things around medical is another. That doesn't, gay people aren't going to seek transition, So it's beneficial if you don't start spitting out the letters automatically out of habit. But yeah, you need to step back and learn how to be an ally, and stop claiming yourself a victim, because all that does is reinforce the misconception that being transgender itself is a sexuality. And when we do that continuously, because every time a spokesperson comes out, and they're all from the LGB, the ones that I see. Occasionally you'll have a transgender person speak, but it's kind of rare. And so these are people that represent 501Cs that really are, these are LGB based. And I had gone forward and asked, within some, just gay groups online and whatnot, can you please stop doing this? And so the answer I got back, well, there needs to be a consensus within the community. Well, seriously? Number one, you outnumber us. You have all the money. You control the 501Cs. You control everything. And so where are we going to get this consensus? And I have yet to receive some kind of questionnaire from you. I don't know if it exists. I don't know. Do you take polls when you're in the bars or something? I don't know. How do you come up with these ideas? But yeah, that's what I was told. There has to be a consensus within the community. Which community? The gay community has to come to a consensus, or the transgender community? Because the needs of one are not the needs of the others. We all have a sexuality. We all have a gender. And they're two damn different things. Two completely different things. And, right now, there's not really much more for the gay community to be fighting for. they're going to continue preaching acceptance, 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 and have been for 45 plus years. Because that's all you can do around sexuality. All you can do is ask for acceptance. And so we just kind of preach it. But it's going to require a lot more than acceptance to get the transgender piece done in a timely manner. And actually requires some education. Sexuality is not a hard concept to understand. If you're old enough to have heard the birds and the bees, you pretty much got it. But the transgender piece is a little bit more complicated because there's several other areas. There's nothing you need to do around sexuality other than figure out who you want to sleep with. And then hope other people accept the fact that you want to sleep with that person. But there's not much else you have to do. Whereas with the transgender piece, we're looking at IDs, we're looking at the medical sector, the mental health sector, and of course, just the basics that are being denied us anyway, as far as just basic civil rights. When you come out as transgender, actually out and say I'm transgender, then you actually do. You lose a lot of your civil rights because discriminations can be placed on you. You can be denied jobs to your face, which used to be done to gay people, but you guys got that portion of it, and so that's all taken care of for you. And since gay marriage was passed, there really isn't a whole lot to get up in arms about from the gay point of view. So all you have left is the transgender piece. And, I think it's just a matter of you trying to remain relevant. And I know it is from the 501c point of view. Because without that fight, the 501c has no relevance. It has no purpose. And so you really need us because we're the only fight going right now. But it would be helpful if we actually fought it in a way that was timely. I would hate to wait another 45 years using the same tactics that you guys did around sexuality, trying to get this piece done, because it's not going to work. We need more than acceptance. Acceptance is nice. Acceptance is great. It's nice to walk out the door and, have people not throw eggs at me. But it's going to require a lot more than acceptance. It's going to require an actual understanding of what transgender is. And when we reinforce that misconception that transgender is a sexuality and not in fact what it is, then it makes it harder to get those things done. So really, please, everybody, if you're not personally affected, then step back just a little bit and call yourself ally. I know it's new to you, but that's what needs to be done.